Hi Bookmatic Lifelong Learners. Have you ever felt lack of concentration or attention or even motivation while reading? It happens to a lot of us. It's probably one of the major factors, major problems in reading. So I have 3 major tips for you today to help increase your motivation, increase your attention, and not get so distracted so easily while reading. So let's get straight into it. Okay, the first one I have for you today is purpose. What is your purpose when you're reading a nonfiction book? You have to be very purposeful when reading a nonfiction book, right? We read nonfiction books to solve a problem, okay? So you're picking up this book and you ask yourself, what is the problem I'm trying to solve? You have to be a very demanding reader. So that's actually going to help you to focus, narrow your focus in on the page, on the words, and you're likely not to get distracted when you're going in with the right attitude. So I guess we could call this attitude. What is your attitude? You're going to be very purposeful, okay? And your focus is going to be directly on that page. Also, another thing that helps me out is note-taking and research and reflection. So that's part of being a purposeful reader for nonfiction books, is focus and research and trying to remember by taking copious notes about what I'm reading. So it's actually a really good tip for you to apply in your life. And also you want to be able to put yourself in a particular situation during the day to have a direct focus on what you're trying to learn. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? So if you know that you've got a lot of stuff going on around you, it may not be the best situation to actually sit down and have a clear focus. So make sure that you're like in a place like this, in an office, and you have no other distractions around you, which is actually the second point on my list. No distractions. We are tempted to pick up our phones and open up Instagram or YouTube or WhatsApp and message people. When we're reading a book, we need to put ourselves in the present moment. And if you don't know what it means to put yourself in the present moment, I highly recommend reading The Power of Now. So putting yourself in the present moment, taking big, deep breaths, when you feel like you're losing focus, it's going to help bring your attention right back. And you know, the funny thing is, I tell my students in the school that I teach, the number one Bookmatic book tip for you today is make sure that you focus. Make sure that you put yourself right in that present moment, and that's going to help you narrow your focus in on what you're reading. So let me read a little bit from my notes here, just make sure that we cover all the tips. Okay, so complete focus. And also another great thing for you is when you're just getting started. I know that the problem that we're talking about today is a lot of people just have a hard time to find their motivation to read. So just start. Take 5 minutes. It's actually called the 5 minutes rule, or the two minutes rule. I know there's a couple of different names for it. But if you just start, if you sit down with that book and you take 5 minutes of reading time, you're more likely to continue with that activity. You're still going to find the motivation to continue. You'd be like, oh, I'm getting into this. I really love this. And you're sitting there and you're taking your notes and you're being a demanding reader, like I said in the first tip, right? Being a demanding reader. And you will probably continue for another 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? After you start for five minutes. So just get started. And the very last tip, the third tip for you today is time blocking. So this is one that I mention quite often to everyone who follows on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, is time blocking. We oftentimes overwhelm ourselves with the size of the book. You see this book here, Laws of Human Nature. It's thick, right? It's almost 600 pages long. We overwhelm ourselves and we'd be like, how can I finish this book? Well, consistency and time blocking is going to help you be able to finish the book. So don't overwhelm yourself, just take it a step at a time. So what I personally do is I read for 15 to 25 minutes per session. And I do that session about 3 to 5 times a day. So 15 minutes, that's not much at all. Also, that helps with retention, right? For me personally, I cannot imagine reading for an hour straight. I cannot, unless I'm reading a fiction book. I could do that with a fiction book, because fiction is completely different. That's really when you're sitting down to relax and enjoy yourself. And that's the best thing to do with a fiction book, is just sit back and enjoy and read. So I could do that with a fiction book. Whereas with a nonfiction book, I cannot handle it. And I cannot remember as much if I'm reading for an hour straight. It's also quite stressful, especially if I'm tiring, if I'm taking really copious notes and trying to do that for 1 hour. So this is the biggest tip that I have for you today, is just take it in short spurts, 15 to 25 minutes, maybe a half an hour if you want, and do that multiple times throughout the day if you have time. And if your schedule is so busy, you probably don't even have 1 hour in the day just put aside for reading. So it's actually probably a lot easier for you to read for 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there. It will be a lot better for your retention as well. So just to recap what we talked about in this video today is purpose. Be a demanding reader. That's tip number 1. 2 is put away all your distractions and put yourself in the present moment. Do not lose your focus, right? Be completely focused. Be demanding. And number 3 is time blocking. Read 15, 20, 25 minutes and do it in separate sessions. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a day. Okay? Hope this video helps you out to solve your motivation and attention problem for reading and just actually getting down and just starting the book. So hope this helps out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. Also follow my other social media accounts such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more valuable content. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you guys next time.